Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm here again in the $10 million studio, and as you know, here on the channel we like to investigate fraudsters, scams, and general hoodwinks of the like. And today I've got a sandbar breaking news story that comes from the murky depths of the ocean. From the biggest con artist of all, flint-skinned, penny-pinching cheapskate, Mr. Eugene Krabs. If you've been on YouTube recently, you've probably seen this ad floating around, and like many of the scams, it all starts with a simple YouTube ad. We had SBF, we had Logan Paul, insert another name drop here. I see this ad and like you, I asked myself, why is Mr. Krabs on the cover of what looks like a Forbes magazine or some sort of investment ad? What's going on here? So I did a little bit of digging. It's an ad campaign with Envestnet, with an E, not with an I. That's very important. They've got a funny little video starring Mr. Krabs and other various Bikini Bottom members in the background, and now I will admit, it did get me a little bit. I found myself enjoying the video quite a bit.
We'll have to account for rust removal and maintenance since everything you own is literally underwater at all times.
A little rust never hurt nobody. That's character, if you ask me.
The humor worked to an extent, and they definitely got at least one writer from the show to help out with this, or someone with just a close eye and attention to detail. But I was still really skeptical because who is this for? Are we advertising to kids, children? Like what's happening here? Because surely they have no use for whatever this financial advising tool is. SpongeBob and Friends are the Mickey Mouse of Nickelodeon, but it's also just a globally recognized character. Everybody knows who Mr. Krabs is and SpongeBob is, especially people like you and me who grew up watching him. That's right. It's just another classic marketing campaign of preying on our nostalgia, and it worked. Because I clicked on it and I started playing with the client portal, and it takes you through the various different silly scenarios that Mr. Krabs finds himself in. And I found myself having a blast lying about that part. This woman from Envestnet shows Mr. Krabs how he can better manage his finances and keep an eye on things. And Mr. Krabs loves that because, of course, money, money, money! Whether it's Squidward getting hooked on patties and going straight to his thighs and blowing the Krusty Krab to the sky, or one of Plankton's maniacal schemes, it seems that the Krusty Krab would blow up often. They then ran a simulation of how much it would cost an insurance to repair and blah 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 yada yada yada. It doesn't matter because the next one is where I'm calling BS. They simulate what would happen if Mr. Krabs fired SpongeBob. And Mr. Krabs' monthly expenses go from $7,800 to $5,000. Meaning he pays SpongeBob roughly $2,500 a month. $2,800 if you want to be generous, which hits around the $30,000 mark annually, which isn't a ton, but that's about minimum wage, and I'm calling a load of barnacles on that because they've determined that SpongeBob's soul is worth 49 cents, according to the Flying Dutchman and Mr. Krabs on a handshake deal. I mean, they even pointed it out in this video.
Anything else we should factor in?
Should we count selling SpongeBob's soul?
I don't know that there's a dollar valuation on that.
It was for 62 cents, if memory serves.
But wait a minute and hold on to your seahorses, because that doesn't sound like Mr. Krabs. Specifically, the Mr. Krabs, Clancy Brown, the voice actor.
That depends. How much money are we talking about?
Mr. Krabs!
62 cents! I'll take the money.
Mr. Krabs!
But I'll come back to this. Anyways, I dug through the other simulations, one in which they invest Mr. Krabs' mattress money, one in which they build the Krusty Krab #2, and one in which they cut down on Pearl's allowance so that Mr. Krabs can stuff more money into his mattress. And after briefly skimming their homepage and clicking on the about and forgetting what it said, I have determined that, yeah, it's just, I mean, like, it's just some financial advisory tool, so not a scam. But that's still not Mr. Krabs. But in my research, I've found two instances in which Mr. Krabs was replaced by another voice actor. Bob Joels voices Mr. Krabs in a handful of the video games, but he articulates the word formula, which is wrong.
Here, take the formula and put it somewhere safe.
Because it should be Formula, Mr. Squidward. And then, of course, there's the Broadway musical in which Mr. Krabs is played by Brian Ray Norris. And to just be really sure, I wanted to do a couple side-by-side comparisons. We've had the last-minute development as I'm editing this video live. I've linked a video down below with two new sources for possible voice actors of Mr. Krabs, Patrick Piney and Joe White.
Did Plankton put you up to this? He's not getting me formula, retired or not.
It started out as a simple order, a Krabby Patty with cheese. When the customer took a bite, no cheese!
Ahoy there, me bucko! You're pretty good at this. You have the makings of a fine Krusty Krab employee. Money! Plankton's after me money now, too. Do I have a deal for you?
This cash register is broken and I can't get me money out.
But I'm not quite sure it's either of them, to be honest. In fact, it might just be some sort of Envestnet employee that aspires to be a voice actor one day. But if you've got any leads, put them in the comments. Let me know if you think one of these guys could be the one that was in the Envestnet ad. But for me, it's a dead end over here. So oops, all berries, no scams. But I've been running a bigger scam on you this entire time. I'm not Coffeezilla. This isn't the $10 million studio, and this isn't Coffeezilla's beard. This is Marker. You idiot. Okay, you probably knew that. But I bet you didn't know that these suspenders were gaff tape. Anyways, thanks for watching and sticking around to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Go do all that YouTube stuff. Let me know if you know. Let me know if you know who's voicing Mr. Krabs, and happy April Fools. And really quick, I want to thank my patrons who are scrolling by on the list right now. For the low price of 4 gumballs a month, that's $1, you can join that list as well and get access to occasional bonus content over on my Patreon. I also need to thank my little helpers, Bobby Lou, Cronkleton, Foxy Grandma, River Gordon. And I need to give an even bigger thank you to my big helpers, Southern Star Tractors and Caitlin Kellard. Thank you guys very much for the support. You guys make videos like this possible, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay, get out of here. Seriously. Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing here? You know, you're kind of invading on my privacy, really. Like, the video's over. I really appreciate you trying to get me to that 100% retention mark, but, like, that's just not possible. It's just silly. But if you did stick around to the very end, you're special. You're very cool and awesome. I'm talking to you. Directly to you. Whoever you may be. Okay, that's the end of the video. I mean, well, oh, whoa, what's this on the screen? Subscribe or pick a video to watch. Whoa! Okay, you're just talking to yourself. You're just talking to yourself, Carter. Okay. Oh, Jesus, Murphy. End recording. How's it going? I have 0%.